Welcome back to HOLMAKRA for the Pioneer Series, episode 16, with me, MrSealyp. I'm back on my way to the store after the last episode where we prepped pretty much all the bales, so we're good to go for feed. So in this episode it's going to be all about livestock. I'm going to buy sheep, I'm going to buy the cows, we're going to make the feed, get them ready to go, and if I've got enough time I'm going to start on replanting the fields, plural, because I'm going to change the one that I kind of prepped to do grass, because it actually turned out we're okay for the time being. So what have I got? Pre-ordered and prepared by the guys down here at the lumberyard. As you can see, my money's gone down again. I've got a couple of the front IBCs. These can go front or rear. They're 3-point linked, 2,000 litres each. And I thought, rather than having a trailed one that I've got to go and collect and drag around, these are quite easy to pick up, fill up, and I can always leave one over by the cows, one by the sheep, and then just go and grab them whenever I need to. So I've got two of those. I've got the standard in-game trailed line duo 1814. This is a 16,000 litre because I've got 4,000 litre bales and I'm only making small quantities. This will be perfect. There is a modded one of these, but weirdly, to get the 16,000 litre, the modded one's more expensive. So I thought, I'll get the standard one, why not? And then we've got the animal transport. This is the Lizard modular trailer by JTAV, I think it was. So we're going to grab that first, and we're going to go and get our... What should I do first? Let's get the sheep first. For those of you that follow my channel regularly will know of the Jeremy, I think it's been going since Marwell Manor Farm, I think it is. The Wombles asked me if I could look after their sheep, Jeremy, for them. And Jeremy kind of bounces around between the Let's Plays, comes with me when I go. Made a small appearance the other day when I was doing some videos on the new pellet straw add-on harvest DLC, however you want to refer to it. So I think we're going to collect Jeremy. Where am I going? I haven't passed the turn, have I? Well, I think it's up here, isn't it? I'm only going to get about 6 sheep, I think. I'm not going to go mad. And I think with the cows as well, probably 6. It's down there, isn't it? Like I say, this is just for me. Subsistence living. I'm just thinking, just for me, 6 cows seems quite excessive, doesn't it? Probably the same with 6 sheep, but if I want any amount of milk at all, I'm going to need a few. Or maybe 6 is too many. Maybe 4 cows. Thinking, yeah, maybe 6 sheep, 4 cows. I don't know. Let's drop that down. That's really not straight at all. That's a little bit better. So we want Jeremy. There's our 6. Just get them delivered. Once the livestock are in, and once I've got the fields prepped again, ready for growing, I'm going to turn my attention to the contract I've got with the lumberyard. They want 8 metre logs, and I'm going to come back over to a section that I bought a while ago. So I'm going to move a bit of equipment, but I'm also going to lease some equipment. I think I'm going to use a forwarder and trailer just for getting the stuff from the site down to the lumberyard. I think that's the plan at the moment. Anyway, we'll see how that all pans out. And I absolutely promise I'm going to come down with a trailer. I'm going to clear up all the spare logs and stuff I left down here. I'm going to come down and grind out the stumps that I left because I bought this plot of land back. And before this series ends, at some point I'm going to come back in and I'm going to plant some trees. I'm going to put something back. That is a given. Now, why am I using the lorry instead of a tractor? It's faster. That's realistically it. Although weirdly enough I have noticed it does say 55 mile an hour is its top speed. Whenever I hook anything up to it I can never achieve 55. I'm going to come at this via my farmhouse simply because I don't want to go down the bumpy track and distress the animals too much. That would be unfair. Actually, while we're here, as I'm driving past, something I haven't done for a little while is check on our chickens. We got any egg boxes anywhere? Nope. Oh well. Worth a look, wasn't it? Indeed. So I have already taken the liberty of putting 3 bales down here. I did that in the previous episode. Oh, it opens inwards, that's alright. Just thinking that trailer's probably in the way. Let me know what I'm going to do before I do anything. No, wrong one. That's better. I'm going to move that. Just to make my life a little bit easier. It just kind of ended up there really. Now the seeder's gone from here, because we've replaced the seeders, I can probably just about get it under there. Probably. Not too tight on the turning. Didn't like that at all. You know what, for the time being, that's lazy. I'll tidy it up. That'll do. I need to get these animals sorted. There we go. Let's get them in. I'm sure they will be happy here. So what we'll do is we'll get the cows up here as well. Then I'll whiz down and I'll pick up the water containers. I'll pick up the feed mixer. We'll get the hay put in. And then we'll get them some water as well, and we'll be good to go. I have only leased the animal trailer, the livestock trailer, because I'm not going to be... Oh, did it again. That's what I want to do. I can go back this way now because it doesn't matter. Oh, door. What am I doing then? That's better. Oh dear. While I'm heading back up, just as a little side note, I've been chatting to Blobby Farmer of Mapper's Paradise fame. Millennial Farmer map is not far out now. I don't know an exact date, don't ask me, but not far away, I can say that. I think they're almost ready for sending into Giants, I think. So yeah, that won't be long off. Looking forward to that. I don't know what's going on at the moment. It's very peculiar. I seem to be having a gravity problem wherever I am. I know it happens sometimes. I had it on a wheel loader on Washoe. And if you're going to save the game and come back out again, it's all good. But I'm finding as I'm driving along with this, it's bouncing. It will go left side, then right side. It will bounce and bounce and bounce. And then, what did I have to do it the other day? I was using something and it was doing it. I was on the mod review yesterday. Very peculiar. So yeah, don't know what's going on there, but next up, cows. So I'm only going to do 4, I think. I don't want to go mad with the cows. Don't want mad cow, do we? Let's be honest. So, what should we go with the cows then? Should I go with... Let's go 1 brown and white, 1 black and white. Are there 4 in there? I think there are 4 in there. Seem to be. Right. Close it back up. Let's get these up there. Oh, look. Got a little bit of this sway. I'm turning, it doesn't help at the moment, but even in a straight line, getting a little bit of this odd sway. It could just be because I'm pulling it with a truck. This trailer now has a high hitch and low hitch. You can choose the option. Low hitch for trailers, for tractors and stuff like that. High hitch for telehandlers and things like that. So I went for the high hitch because it was a lorry. It does seem to be fairly level, so I think I did the right thing with that. I guess I did. Right then, where do I put these in? Does this open? Is it one of these? That's... hang on. No. That's my trough. Slurry. That was in here, wasn't it? Yes. Trying to remember, so many mods. Which one have I gone with? Yep. I've got all the way around the corner. That's gonna prove interesting. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. The trigger's right round the corner. Nope, hit the post. Just need to get it to clip in. There we go. Just into the corner. That's all I needed. Right. Let's open it up. Just over the corner. 4. Confirm. Whoa. We have livestock deliveries, which means we now have chickens, we've got cows, we've got sheep. Now it's just a small matter of feeding them. Let's move this out of the way. So I've got to do a couple of trips back down to the store then to pick up some more of the equipment. I'll whiz down in this to get the feed mixer, I think, because I can take this trailer back at the same time. Then I'll probably go down in the larger Deutz. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'll go down in one of them anyway. And we'll pick up the 2 IBCs for water. Let's get that done. At least then we can start on our production of our milk, and I can turn that into cheese if I want to, or yogurts and all sorts of lovely stuff. Oh, I do need to organise getting the little horse stable pasture thing built as well. I opened the door and window on the way up the hill. I think the engine was overheating a bit. It got a bit warm in the cab, you know. I think I'm going to rename this. This is now the Fiat 1300 Water Boy, is what we're going to call it. Actually looks quite cool with these, well, in my opinion. So, I've already bought the feed mixer up. The lorry bought that up. I'm going to go and sort the water out. We can pick that up. Because I've got the ponds in there now as well. and that is actually a pond mod. So you place the pond mod and then you can adjust it using the landscaping tool. You can make it deeper if you want and just kind of amend it how you want. So I think I can probably just get it from right by the pond, but it's not angled in enough. So I'm going to use the well because that's what the well's for. Make sure I'm on the front one. And there we go. That's that one. Fantastic, right. Chickens are very excitable, aren't they? You know what I'm missing doing? I'm missing logging. I know it's mad. You'd think I'd be sick of it by now. I've done so much of it, but like I've said before, doing things like logging and baling and I just find it incredibly therapeutic. I don't know why. It just relax and just get on with it. So water goes round the side, doesn't it? Towards the front. That's interesting. Right, that's taken what it needed. I assume that was in the rear tank then. Was I not on the front tank? Ah, maybe not. Got so many different attachments and bits on this. Spine jangling fun. It's around the back, isn't it? Whoa. Oh, has this one got to be done from inside? Of course it has. Of course it has. Why would my life be made any easier? Negotiates the cows now. Switched to the front tank, didn't I? Apologies, cows, if I have to... Don't move, don't move, don't move, stay where you are. Why is that front one not working? Very weird. Should be. It's got water in it. I'm just not getting the trigger coming up for it. Oh, there we go. Just need to go further in. Right. I'm missing cows. Alright, one's gone inside. Not quite sure how though. Via the use of bovine osmosis. Let's open that. Can I open that? Oh yeah, I can. I just closed it. There you go. Now you can get in there easier. Right, so I will fill up the water at some point on both of these, and I'll put one here, one over by the sheep, then I can just whiz over and connect them up and then just give them their water whenever they need it. Next up then is going to be feed. So what I'll do, if I just drop one of these down here for the time being. Drop that one off there. Now I'll hook up to this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the little skid steer loader with this. Now don't worry about the wrap, the same as on any other version of this. If you put the silage bales into the mixers, yeah, in real life the wrap would get caught up and there'd be all sorts of problems. You would cut that all off first and then it would go, but obviously, you know, the in-game side of things, it's just the way it works. I could have used the Anderson sausage maker, the one that wraps all the way, and then you can undo them, take the wrap off, so you've got silage bales loose. I could have done it like that actually, thinking about it, but again, it's not the end of the world. So what I'll start off with though is bedding. The sheep don't need it, but the cows do, so I'll sort out the cows up here first, then we'll whiz down and we'll put the hay in for feed for the sheep. I'll work out which one of these takes the bale though. I've done it again, haven't I? It needs shredding, doesn't it? Do I need a bale shredder? I've had this before, haven't I? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And every single time I say this, and then people will comment and say, "You did this last time." I can't remember which way round. Surely that's supposed to... Come on, just take it, please. Just take the bale. Did I have this problem when I did the mod review on this? I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, it doesn't want to know, does it? Okay, more fiddling required with regard to straw then. Yeah, it doesn't want to take it. Surely I don't have to go into the... pen. Probably a bale shredder. Right, what I'll do then, I'll use this for the first part of the mix then. So like I said, I've lost count of how many times I said it. You can make total mix ration just using silage and hay. You don't need to put straw in. I always pad mine out with straw. Just makes it go further, I think, personally. I've just realised that's not going to reach. Or is it? Or we might get lucky. So, one straw, one silage. Like I say, this is just the mix I do. You can make the total mix ration just by silage and hay. You can do it loose, you can do it with bales, you can do it with round bales, square bales, you name it. You can do it by bucket, you can do it from a silo, you know, there are countless ways of doing this. But if you want a nice easy mix, a nice easy ratio, and you haven't got a lot of animals to do, using a 16,000 litre one with 4,000 litre bales works out perfectly. It all just fits. That's why, generally speaking, I will go for, if I'm using any kind of mixer wagon that hasn't got an equal 4,000 split, so if you can't split particularly well into 4,000 chunks, I will use loose product, because I just find it so much easier. I'm going to drop that down a little bit so I don't lose that bale. Yeah, I just find it easier doing it loose if you've got an odd amount. It's not always perfect, but you can get it much easier than trying to manhandle, because what you often find is you put a 4,000 litre bale in, if it only requires a little bit of that, that's not going to work, is it? I'm going to lose that top bale. Come on. Just go over the lip, that's all I need you to do. Ah. And that should, it's gone light, that should give me 16,000 litres of total mixed ration. That at least is the plan. There we go. So the question I've got now is, which one of these is going to take it? And I need to be on tip side left at the moment, so I'll open up that on my side panel. I'm on tip side left, that's good. So what should happen is, as I back over one of these, it should come up. And I use the word should because nothing seems to be working particularly well at the moment on this. Come on, seriously. This doesn't make any sense because I can't back this trailer in far enough into those triggers to get this to come up otherwise. Right, leave it with me a second. I'm going to have a fiddle around this because there's no tip side rear on this. And I really do not want to be having to mix this up, then put it down loose, then put it in by bucket, or you know. No, the trigger's not. So a mixer wagon, how are you going to get a mixer wagon into there? That's the trigger for milk. Surely I don't have to take this into the actual building itself. That can't be right. Oh, yes, we had installed a herbicide and fertiliser point. I meant to mention that. That being said, I then got the Agramash BM75, so I haven't actually been buying fertiliser. So, although it's here, I can use it if I need to. So what happens is the guys from the lumberyard will come up, they'll restock this, they restock the seed one over there, as and when I need to, when my stocks run low, and then I just come and get it from there. A kind of pay-as-you-go system. Right. Well, I'd be blowed if I know what I'm doing here. Here's the solution to the problem. I tried everything. Tip side left, tip side right. I tried inside, outside. I went right the way around. Managed to get the mixer in here. The other side of the rail, nothing. So then I went down to the store, got myself a bucket for the telehandler, emptied it onto the ground, got it loose in a bucket. I tried different places, different positions. Now bearing in mind where the hazard marked areas are here, it doesn't work there. Of course, why would it? That would be far too simple a process, wouldn't it? We come around here. The trigger is right there. If I tip that bucket too much, it tips on the floor. But it is taking it now from the bucket, which means it will do it loose. So, yeah, that's good. I've only put in 2,995 litres. So it's going to take me a little while to fill this up, which is a little bit frustrating. I suppose the other way may be to try it. I wonder if that'll work. I'm just thinking kind of longer term, whether or not I could get, what do I want? A pickup. The Lizard S710 pickup. If I just put one of those in the trigger, so it's just the top ends by the trigger, then I can unload in front of it, and it should... Will that work? It's got worth a try, hasn't it? I'm willing to try anything at this point. I can't keep doing it by bucket like that. That would be absolutely mad. But what it does mean as well, if it's by bucket for the straw as well, I can either do it with the bale shredder, or if I can do it by bucket, all I'll do is empty this, chuck a straw bale into that, let it mix it, put it on the floor. I mean, the annoying thing with this now is that potentially, if that's the straw situation for the cows, I needn't have done them as bales. I could have just done it all loose. I would have had to store it somewhere though. Had to get myself a silo. So I suppose for storage it's alright at the moment. But that's a little bit frustrating. So what I've got to do now then is carry on unloading onto the ground and carry on filling up using the bucket until I'm done. I think what I'll do... Oh, you know what, I might even whiz down. I'm going to go and get it now. I'm losing the light and I'm just very conscious of the fact I want to get seeding done. I didn't think feeding the animals would be this complicated. I have taken the skid steer loader down to the sheep. I've put one hay bale down. It took 3,000 litres of that hay bale and it's left the hay bale sitting there with 1,000 litres left on it. So that's good. Anyway, I'm off to go and get a little pickup conveyor. I've got to make this easier. I have to. I can't keep doing it like this. So yeah. I'm assuming it's going to hook up to the back of the lorry. I can drive all the way down there and find it won't. That's a gamble too, isn't it? Tractor. I'll go down in the tractor. That way I know it's all going to be okay. What a palaver. I'll be honest, I don't think the cows are going to last long. Right, for the bucket, I could only get the trigger to work right here by the rail. So I got one of the conveyors and I put that right up against the rail. No, wouldn't work. Kept pouring it all over the floor. I pulled it back to get out of the way. It got to about there and then started working. So the trigger for that seems to be working a little bit further back. But even that seems to be a little bit temperamental. So I'm going to do it from here. I just think trying to do it from the feed mixer is going to prove problematic, to say the least. I left some on the floor there. I think I've driven over it with the tractor. Yep. Just give it a little bit of a nudge. Oh, dearie me. What a palaver. That's the word of the day. Right, now it's not working again. Why is it not working? Tip, what is going on? That's what I mean. I don't understand. This was working perfectly a minute ago and now it's working again. It's like I have to keep pulling it backwards and forwards in and out the trigger. It will work, but this cannot be the way I've got to do this. It is filling up. We're up to 7,672 litres. This should be a simple case of just pulling up with my with my mixer wagon and just unloading. It shouldn't be this hard. Which does also mean if I don't use the full 16,000, I've got nowhere to store it. Am I on the tip side left? I don't know what I'm on anymore. Probably, maybe. That belt should be working. Why are we not working? And now it's... It just doesn't seem to... It picks a little point that it likes. Assuming the trigger's not working properly or something. Right, back in the tractor. Oh, the tractor. Come on, keep tipping. By some miracle, it's working. We're not quite full on total mixed ration, but for the time being, I'm happy with that. That will do. What I do now is do a bale. Just one straw bale. I've got to get the bedding in. I've got to at least feed these animals before the end of this episode and make sure they're fed and watered and everything's good. Otherwise I am going to lose my mind. Right, that needs to be closed. Right, I need to bring back the skid steer loader. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set a worker off on the seeding, I think. Oh no, because I want to do strips. Oh, okay. Back that out the way for the minute. Just in case I do need it. And now we've got a bucket, just in case. Right, skid steer loader. So as you can see, the bale is saying 1,000. It's taken 3,000 and the sheep are fine. So they've got water, they've got hay, so they're good to go. There's not many of them, so they're not going to produce wool at a hugely prolific rate, but I'll be using these for lamb and mutton and whatever else I need. Farm dog thinks he's a sheepdog now. Helpful as ever. There's no way of landscaping this track because it's so bumpy. I suppose I could pour something into the gaps, I guess, but the track is something you can't actually do anything about. That's sort of set into the map. I don't think I can plough over it. I'm pretty sure I can't. It wouldn't let me landscape any of this anyway, so Alright, how much am I actually going to need? One bale? I'll start off with one. I may need a couple, but that's kind of the beauty of the feed mixer. If you've got a feed mixer, you can use it as a bale shredder as well if you want to, unless you want to have separate machines for doing it, but it will basically just turn it back into a loose product. Like so. So the question now is, if I move this and put it this side, which I'm assuming is where the straw goes in. I mean, that's a kind of a educated guess. You would think logic would dictate, although logic doesn't seem to play any part in this whatsoever. If I put it roughly where the trigger was before, that's all I can do. I suppose on a small scale farming sort of thing, you'd be doing it by hand, you'd be doing it by bucket loads, you wouldn't be doing it on a mass produced industrial level, but there is an element of this that I would have liked to have sped up, but I suppose that's the point, isn't it, just taking your time, I don't know. Find me a trigger. Yes. Say it, is it full? Of course it is. 3,200 litres. Why would it take a full bale? That would make my life far too easy. Okay, so I've got a bit of loose left. That's alright. I'll just leave that on the floor. Right. That's the mixer wagon empty anyway. I suppose I could stick it back into the mixer wagon using the bucket, couldn't I? So, mixer wagon will now go away, and I'm going to prepare for doing some planting. That's the next step. If it's in here in front of the mill loader, probably. That's weird. Why? I can put bales between that, but I can't drive a trailer between them. There's a collision of some description there. One of those days you just wish you'd never got up, you know, just stay in bed, pull the covers over your head. This is that day. That's going to stay there for a minute. I've had enough. Right, take this down, put it by the sheep. I'm going to sort out the planting. Well, at least they're fed, I suppose. That's one thing. There'll be a million and one different ways that could have been done, and probably could have been done easier, better, faster, cleaner, quicker. But so, chickens are okay, sheep are okay, cows are okay, they need a tiny little bit more on the time it's ration, but we're good. I'm hooked up and I'm ready to go. What I've decided to do, thinking ahead, if I do go down the pig route, I'm going to need corn to feed them. The other option was I thought about simulating making pig food, so that case of having a silo that I put all the contents into and then getting pig food out, if you know what I mean. I know there's not actually a mixer for doing this on console, but maybe I might go down that route. So I'm going to need the constituent parts for making pig food. So I've got my planter on the back. I'm not going to cultivate at the same time, I don't think. No. I tell it would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Actually, let's leave that there. Here's an idea. Let's put some seed in this. I won't get very far without any seed, will I? There's me, I'm ready to go. All sorted. Look at me. Aren't I organised? No. Of course not. I could have done it the other way around, but that's not a lot of seed. Right, let's head down the hill to our seed bunker, get some seed in. So I'm going to do this whole field, I think, corn. I'm going to do the top field, a mix of oats and something else. I've got some wheat already for the chickens. Seeds, yes please. I'll fill up because I need to do loads of seeding, so we'll get a whole load in. That's not too bad. Close the cover. Yeah, so that other field that was going to be all grass, I'm now going to put a couple of strips of oats because I want to get a horse. So I need oats to feed the horse. Well, I'm going to say oats. I think you can do oats and hay, can't you? But anyway, regardless, I'm going to do some oats. And then I think as far as pigs go, we'll have corn. I'll need canola. Oh, am I going to need a root crop? It's seasons you don't need a root crop, isn't it? Oh, no. Okay. I could do a small little plot, I suppose, couldn't I? A little plot of sugar beetle potatoes if I need to. I could even maybe cut myself out on a little field, just a small little plot for doing my root crops. Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? Why not? Maybe over that little ridge there. If there's a little flat spot over the ridge there, I could do myself just a tiny little garden hidden in the trees. Now, in all honesty, this is the same width as the John Deere. And the fact that you can fold it like that, in my head I thought, oh, that's alright, that's going to help with going over the contours and various different things, but the problem is once it's in that position it's kind of fixed, isn't it? So realistically, no, it's probably not going to make any difference. It's going to be just the same as the John Deere. Why are we not lowering down? Because there's me on that. No? Don't tell me that has to be out for this to work. Oh, okay, maybe it does. So it will cultivate anyway. That's going to be interesting. Okay, well, I'll do my very best. That's all I can do. The John Deere seeder was smaller, a more compact unit. The capacity wasn't very big. It's another reason why. And if I was going to do corn, I needed to get a planter as well. And I think by getting this, it does give me the option to put the different backs on it. So I've got the seed unit, and then I put the actual planter or the seeder on the back. You know, good thing we're doing a whole field of corn here as well. If I find I've got too much corn, because I'm probably only going to do again maybe 3 or 4 pigs. I could silage harvest the rest and get silage then for making total mixed ration for the cows. So if I've got too much corn, you know, I've got options of what I can do with it. I'm going to get myself a few strips in, and then what we'll do is get a worker going, I think. Now hang on a minute, how does this work though? If I go over a bit I've already done, is that going to recultivate? Oh no, it doesn't, does it? Or is it? This is very weird. Yeah, as soon as you fold that up, it brings the whole thing up. Oh, that's really frustrating. Yep, fold it up and it lifts the whole thing. Ooh. I'm assuming we're good. Like I say, I think I'm just in an absolute meltdown today. Certainly what it feels like. Just disconnected the planter. I'm even considering, I'll be honest with you, at the moment, let's hook up the seeder. The field here that I've just put all corn, I might even run 2 strips up one side, maybe the left hand side, of sugar beet. So I'll run corn and sugar beet in this one. Maybe, again, it's just an idea. What I also did, I hired a worker just to finish that off. While the worker was doing that, and again, I don't know if this will make any difference, I hope it does, but did a bit of landscaping. So what I've done is, because I ploughed this, and that's a grass field ploughed, potentially because that's in as a crop, if you run over that with a cultivator or a seed or anything, it could reseed over the top of that. Whereas like placed grass, as in a texture, shouldn't. So what I'm going to do, or what I have done, is run a strip all the way up of placed grass to give myself a border between these two. Now, there's always a risk, and there always is a risk when you hire workers, when they jump boundaries. And they do it on like normal maps, when you've got fields that are close together. I've had it loads of times where they've jumped and end up seeding over a crop that I've already got established, or you know, all sorts of horrible things like that go wrong. What I'm going to do, start off with putting oats in. So I'm going to do a couple of strips of oats. Then I'm probably going to do canola, I think. So whether I do half and half, or I might do a couple of strips of each, or 3 strips of each. Then the rest of this field maybe do sugar beet. Again, it's all just, if it works out, fantastic. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not going to be the greatest of problems, but let's unfold both. Hopefully I've got a strip that I can run right the way up. The best way to test it is going to be to hire a worker, although at the end it does swing out a little bit, but I can get a straight edge up here anyway. So it actually seems to be seeding from the front edge, although the front edge is the cultivator bit and the seed is behind. It does seem to be seeding from the front. So it's not showing a different texture because it's already got grass seeded, so I'm actually seeding over the top of a seeded field. If that, does that make sense? It kind of does. You can see where it's slightly different, only because we're now seeding, it's going over a fertilised state, so we've got a little bit of a lighter one. So that will now be showing up, hopefully, as oats. I'm thinking maybe 3 or 4 strips even of each. So if I do this top corner myself and then swing around and get oats in, if I come across, I'll get a few strips in. I'm just thinking my header on my harvester is 6.7 and this is a 6 metre width, so 3 strips, it's going to be thereabouts, I reckon. But then you've got to ask yourself, is that going to be enough? But for one horse, I would imagine it's going to be. It's not going to require a lot. So, I think after today's shenanigans, livestock laughter, laugh a minute livestock, I think maybe that should be the thumbnail title. Put the lights back on. Yeah, it's certainly been problematic, I think is probably the best way of putting it. So I'm going to carry on seeding, and then this will start to grow overnight. I will probably see you in the morning. Like I say, we've got a contract to do. We should have a bit of progress. Might have a little bit of wool being produced, might have a little bit of milk being produced. But they are fed. We have got them in now. That was the intention for this episode, was to get the livestock in and to start planting or seeding, ready for getting pigs. So that's what I've done. Did I do it with skill and aplomb? Not really, but it's done. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, as always. Thanks for watching.